Hello, good morning all. So today we can discuss the remaining part of our chapter about Kingdom Protista. In the last day, we studied what are the main features of Kingdom Monera. So today we are going to discuss about Kingdom Protista. It's for unicellular and eukaryotic organisms. This is the kingdom mainly for unicellular and eukaryotic organisms. Have a very defined nucleus which is enclosed by a nuclear membrane. That is why it is known as a eukaryotic. Body shows hair-like cilia or whip-like flagella for locomotion. Locomotion means movement in a very little rate. So for that purpose, the body surface are usually with the cilia or flagellated. Here also the nutrition could be autotrophic or heterotrophic. Examples: diatoms. Diatoms is a type of unicellular creatures. Amoeba, paramecium, etc. All these are the freshwater unicellular organisms. All these are the examples for protistans. The next kingdom fungi. Kingdom fungi, it is for fungus. These are the heterotrophic and eukaryotic organisms. All are heterotrophic and eukaryotic. What is the special method of this nutrition that we studied among fungus? That is what is called saprotrophic nutrition. And eukaryotic, that means the body is or the cell is with a well defined nucleus and all other cell organelles are membrane bound. Then ranging from microscopic yeast to large mushrooms, both unicellular and multicellular organisms are present. Then have a multicellular body with the exception of yeast. Yeast is a unicellular fungus. All others are with the multicellular body. The body is in the form of thin network or thread-like structures called mycelium. Mycelium is a term used for the fungal body. And the individual threads of this mycelium, that's known as a hyphae. Mycelium means a group of thread-like structures. The individual threads of this mycelium is usually known as a hyphae. Okay, then mostly they are showing saprotrophic nutrition. What is saprotrophic nutrition? That's a type of nutrition in which the organisms, they are depending on dead matter for their food. They are usually deriving their nutrients from the dead organic matter. Okay, and they have a cell wall made up of a tough substance. A tough coating is it. This coating is made up of chitin, a substance called chitin, which can make the cell wall as so tough. Then what are the examples? Yeast, penicillium, agaricus. Agaricus is a mushroom, rhizopus, etc. Then we have to study a special kind of organisms called lichens. Lichens, we can't include this lichens in any of this kingdom. About lichens we studied from 7th standard. Are you remembering? That is the preparation of litmus. Litmus means a type of dye. Okay. So lichens are peculiar creatures and can be seen as grayish green growth over the rocks, over the trees, over this wall of buildings, and over the ground also we can see this growth. Okay. It is a symbiotic association. What is symbiotic association? Symbiotic association means the living together of an algus and a fungus. Here, both organisms are equally benefited. Parasitic relationship that we studied. In parasitic relationship, only one organism is benefited. At the same time, the other one is losing. There is no gain for the other organism. But here, in symbiotic relationship, both organisms are equally benefited. Okay, so it has two partners, one algal partner and also one fungal partner. The algae prepares food for the entire colony by using the water and minerals absorbed by the fungus. Water and minerals that is absorbed by the fungus, and in return the algae can prepare the food, and the shelter is also provided by the fungal partner. Okay, this kind of association is called a symbiotic relationship. Lichen is a such kind of symbiotic organism. Okay, next is about the kingdom of Plantae and Animalia that we will discuss in the next class. Okay.